Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Got Beth Guide here, right here in my studios. She's with SEO 411, which is really a premier search engine optimization company. Long before you ever heard the expression search engine optimization, she was doing it. I wouldn't have been surprised if she actually coined the expression. And she's got a great guest here today on the program. Looking forward to learning about his business. But before we get him on, do a little bit of an elevator speech, Beth, and then and how we can reach you as well.
We've been working here in the Houston area since 1997. Website address is SEO411.com, like we said. We're always keeping up and working on whatever the changes are in Google, as well as we have a lot of training programs throughout the city that help smaller businesses do it themselves if they need help. So our training schedule is actually on the website if you go there, so if you're interested in that. Awesome.
And your guest?
My guest is Phillip Holliger. He's with WindowTintPro.com. I thought it was a good time of year, especially with a storm forming in the Gulf, to bring Phillip on and to talk a little bit about his business. He actually has some products that will help with hurricane preparedness, and also green initiatives. If you're looking to make your building green or some type of energy efficiency and savings. With the high heat and, high air conditioning now would be a good time to. So he's got a lot of different products that traverse that help summer in Houston.
Yeah, which we all need help, and that can help lower the building temperature without raising your air conditioning costs, which is absolutely huge. That's one of the cool things I think about these special films that you put on there is that they do serve multiple functions, and they do all those functions considerably less than what would you say, products that try to do those things individually and require a complete reinstallation, pulling out what you have, reinstalling. And when you look at the cost difference between the two and the reward difference, you sit there and you scratch your head. To me, I don't understand why anyone wouldn't do what you offer. Talk a little bit more about it.
Right, you're absolutely right on that point. Installing window film and shatter-resistant window film is very efficient to block the heat, keep your glass safe, and it's very cost-effective with payback periods sometimes as little as 2 years. You put the film up, it's going to keep you cooler because it's blocking the heat and being energy efficient and saving you money on that air conditioning bill. We're having record heat right now in Houston, and the window film is going to keep you cooler and make you feel much more comfortable, not only in your home and office, but also in your car.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. You got a first question for our guest?
One of my basic... Go ahead and expand a little bit on how it helps save some money and how you can offset that cost.
Right. When you install window film, you can block up to 88% of the heat, depending on which film you install on your glass. And that's going to stop the heat from coming in so your air conditioners can work more efficiently and don't have to work as much. And it's going to eliminate some of the hot spots that might be in a building or your home, and also reduce the glare to make you more comfortable so you can see those big screen TVs and computer monitors without having that annoying glare from the sun.
Well, that's obviously very huge. And you have a follow-up for that?
Yeah, I'd also like to know about the difference with the ceramic film that seems to be starting to gain a lot of traction and why people are using and what is the benefits of utilizing that.
That's a great question, Beth. The ceramic films are a new generation of window film. Instead of having to go dark, the ceramic films absorb some of the heat in the glass, so the heat's going to be rejecting back out. It's almost virtually transparent when you install them on your glass, so you get to keep your view, but the heat's not going to come in, so it's going to keep you cooler, and again, save money on your air conditioning bill.
Very, very good. So, and again, talk in terms of the terms of price savings. I want to explain, actually, before you do that, I want to explain to the audience exactly how it works from a security perspective. The reality is that this film, it won't prevent the glass from being broken. It does prevent the glass from falling, which is really frustrating for the person who's even trying to throw a really heavy metal trash can through your window. It typically will not go through the window. And I've seen these being tested, and it's pretty hilarious watching the criminal freaking out, as he slams it. It's just glass, and it's not moving. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, the safety film, which we also call shatter-resistant window film, is going to keep the glass shards together should your window break. If someone's trying to get in with a trash can, it's going to break the window, but nothing's going to come in. So it's going to take them much longer to get in. So if you're there, you have time to call the police, to escape, or usually the criminal is just going to move on to go to a house where it's easier to get in, where he's not going to be surprised. And also if a hurricane comes, it's going to keep it's going to keep it intact. So hopefully the envelope of the building stays intact and you don't get that wind and the water coming in through your house, for example, and blowing off your roof. So that's what the shatter-resistant window film is for, is to keep the glass intact should it break.
Yeah, very good. Beth?
The other thing is, talk to us a little bit about cars and the legalities of window tint and what you would recommend to tint on somebody's window. Because I think that's one of the most important questions you see a lot is what tint can I put on a car, and then where would I get that kind of a tint?
Right, great question. Here in Houston, people need to get window film as soon as they buy a new car. And the law here is a 25% law, which means you have to net out 25% of visible light transmission to go through. So you want to put in a 30 or 35% window film, which means 35% light's going to come through. It's still going to block about 40% of the heat, but you're going to be able to see through that very clearly for the driver's window. But the back window, you can go as dark as you want. So you can get dark if you want that limo look or somewhere in between. Mm-hmm. And again, with the ceramic films, you don't have to go so dark. You can go really light. You can see through the windows, but also stay cool.
Very cool. How old is the company?
We opened up in 2007 here in Houston, Texas. We're right at 610 North and Hardy Tollway.
Okay.
Big 15,000 square foot warehouse filled with window film.
Very cool. Very cool. Beth?
You can see his big sign on the side of the highway. It says exactly what he does. Back to the cars again for now. Take the ceramic tint and apply that to a car, and why would I want to do that as opposed to putting a limo?
If you want to see clearly at night, the ceramic films are going to be able to let you see through the window and see everything that's going on. Some people have put some of the films on windshields so that it can see very well, but block the UV, so it'll protect your skin. UV rays are harmful to many things, causing fading and problems to the skin. So these ceramic films are going to block the UV and keep you cooler.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, very good. All right, want to make sure we get this website out there, windowtintpro.com. That's windowtintpro.com. And again, if you want to reach Beth Guide, that's easy, SEO411.com. Thanks to both of you. Great
Thanks,
segment.
Kevin.
Very informative. Let me tell you, you need to cool yourself out and at the same time make your home safer. You know, to me, it just makes a lot of sense. Businesses too, I'm sure, obviously. And so I encourage you to check them out, windowtintpro.com. I'm Kevin Price. Want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. And you're listening to The Price of Business.